Hello, 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 everybody. Excuse me. Happy Sunday morning, Sunday evening, or whatever time it is with you in the world today. Sending you much love, much love. What a wonderful, beautiful day. And I want to start off by sending love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me in helping expand the unconditional love energy in the world, that higher vibrational energy, I'd love for you to join. It multiplies all the love that we send out, and we do it together, even more of an impact than we do it individually. So I'm just going to take a deep breath and come back to the now. And then let that unconditional love from above just flow down, fill up our heart, and out to the world. Whether you're watching this on replay or live, love energy knows no time, no space. So if you're watching this on replay, your energy will come to this moment in time, and ours will join you in your moment in time. And anyone that needs this, that is watching this on live or replay, we're sending love to you right now. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that, and for your patience as I did that live here. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm excited to see what Spirit wants to bring forth today. I do want to make sure everyone knows that since November is like 2 days away, I cannot believe it. It's already here. November monthlies are out for every sign, and here is the playlist for that if you want to check out what Spirit has to say for the month of November for your sign. And you can look at your rising sign, your moon sign, whatever you're looking for in your life. Like if you want to know about love, look up, find your Venus sign and look that up. And also your moon sign will tell you about your emotions and how those will unfold during the month of November. Your rising sign is kind of how you see the world. So how are you going to see the world through your eyes, in November? And your sun sign is your desires, yourself, and how you're going to express that too. So looking at a variety of different readings gives you it's like a house that you're looking at, different windows, and you're seeing different things of your life. They're all views. They're just different views because you're looking out different windows, different perspectives, different areas. So I love that. Also, I did a pick a card for our Halloween for tomorrow, which is asking trick or treat. What's coming your way? And I love these readings because they gave both a trick and a treat within each of them. So if you want to check those out, those are for you as well. And then also, lastly, Scorpio season. So if you are a Scorpio sun baby, there's a special birthday reading in this pick a card. And for those of us who are not Scorpio suns, there's 5 different pick a cards that you can choose from because Scorpio is ruled by 2 planets. So there's an extra one. Usually there's only 4, but there's a 5th one as well. So love that, love that. And that is all of the videos that I wanted to let you know. There is more out there. Spirit does put out quite a bit of recorded readings on this channel. They're all free. So if you ever are in need of some answers and I'm not able to actually get to you during a live session, Spirit will answer you there as well. So I love that. Wait, let me just get my screen set up here so I can see the chat and make sure I'm not off camera showing a card over here. So thank you guys again so much for being here and for all the thumbs up already. You guys are just awesome. I appreciate it so much. Might seem like a little thing, but it definitely helps out my channel and helps spread the Zen love. So a little tap, that what is that? It matters a lot. So I definitely appreciate you guys considering doing those. And for those of you that already did, thank you. All right. Well, we're going to dive in. We've got a list already going here. So we are going to jump in and see what Spirit has for us today. So, Jazz, you are up first. Absolutely. So you feel Jay is coming back. Okay. And then you have a son together. Oh, okay. And you hope to reconcile soon. What does Spirit have to say about you and Jay? All right. Well, I'm going to go to the Light Seers Tarot and let's take a look and see what Spirit has for you, Jazz, between you and Jay. All right. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Let's see what these are here. Excuse me. So the first two cards that came out here, you got the Six of Pentacles and then also the Justice card. Now, the Six of Pentacles is my codependency awareness card, which does have to do with understanding your this belief that you have inside of you that you have to give so much in a relationship to get a little bit back. And so Spirit wants to bring that into balance so that you understand about the equal instead of being like, this is you always giving to someone else. They want you to see it in this way. If I can hold, I'll just do it this way. That it's equal giving and receiving, and that there's some core beliefs that you have that really are important for you to look at. If I don't feel that they're going to be coming back anytime soon, because if they came back now, you'd go back into the same old cycle, the same old pattern, and they don't want that for you. And you, or higher self, doesn't want it for you. That's why there's this pause. That's why he was moved out, so that you would have this pocket of time to understand this about yourself and understand where this came from in your earlier life, the need to overgive and to do extreme things to get any attention. And it kind of has reverberated out into relationships and school and work and everything. Like, I have to do extreme things to deserve a little bit of attention. It's like they showed me a couple weeks ago. It's like the exchange rate is 100 to 1. I have to do 100 of these things to deserve one back. And there's this belief that they want you to look at, because that's where the Justice card is coming in here. This is the balancing out. This is you looking at your reflection here and having this balancing again of give and receive. The Ace of Swords here allows you to connect to higher truths about your worth that come from above, that are based on eternal, unconditional love from this whole sea of beings of unconditional love and light, the mother and father of all things, source, creator, universe, and then all the posse that goes along with that. And so they're having you look back and reflect on that and remove these small t truths about your worth and that inequality that is this core belief that's there. When that changes, then that opens up things for you. It does allow you to change direction in your life completely. The Three of Wands is about, your drive, your passion, your, where you're headed. And the Ace of Wands is usually like new passion. The Two of Wands is that you're headed a direction and making plans. And then Three of Wands is with new information. I feel it's new awareness of your worth that you're like, "Er," and you're like, I was heading off this direction, but now with new information, new belief, new um, wholeness, and new understanding of the love inside of you, you're able to make different choices in your life for you that are balanced instead of lopsided. You have the Ace of Cups too. This is the chalice, the Holy Grail, which represents the unconditional eternal love from above that I was talking about. And that's where this is what the pause period right here now is for you to find this inside. Because one, when we're filling up with that unconditional love inside of us, we're filling up, and then we're not in this need of having this love. We're not desperate of like, for my survival, I need that love from outside, which is not fulfilling. It's disappointing. It's temporary. It's fickle. People like love from the outside is based on our relationship with them, and people change or people pass away. So it's not eternal and unconditional. It's temporary and conditional, fluctuating and unstable. But once you find that love inside, then it just you're overflowing, and any love you get from the outside is extra. It's above and beyond. And as you expand your self-love within you, then you're able to love others more and also receive love from others more, that balancing out. Because we can only love others to the extent that we love ourselves. And we can only receive love from others to the extent that we love ourselves. So if I love myself this much, that's as much as going to be dripping in and dripping out. But the more the love grows, then the more love you can give and the more love that you can receive. And it's an unconditional love. It's a free flowing love. So I feel like, I know you have strong hopes that they're coming back, and I don't know about the future. They don't want to get into that right now with you. They're wanting you to focus in on that core belief about the overgiving, because otherwise you're just going to go right back in to that same cycle, and when we do what we always have done, we're going to end up getting what we always got before, and you deserve more than that now. So that's what they have for you, Jazz. Much blessings and much love to you. All right. Moving on to Daisy. So Daisy and then Rishi, hello, you'll be next. And Daisy. So what will your ex-friend A talk about with you if he does come to the party and start a conversation with you? Okay. So what would you like Daisy to know about A? Okay. Anything else? Okay. So, excuse me, you have the Four of Pentacles. And when I saw this, what I heard was about himself. Because the Four of Pentacles is about a solid foundation in the outside world, but it's like, I feel like they're going to talk about, oh, this is all going good in the outside world and da 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 da, all about themselves. Because also, excuse me, there was the Three of Pentacles, which is all about their authentic self. This is about being our authentic self and what we're doing in the outside world and how we're doing that and da 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 da. And and then there's like the Knight of Pentacles, which is about again the outside world and the movement. And normally this is about patience and slow movement, but it's also about the timing of the outside world and how there's seasons. And I almost feel like they're going, yeah, and I did this, and then I did this. They're like giving you a timeline of their success and what they're doing in the outside world. But it's all a facade. It's all the mask that they want you to see, because they've got so much going on underneath the surface emotionally. Because there's also the Knight of Cups here, which is about emotional movement. They've got a lot that's happening below the surface that's hidden from the rest of the world, that they are keeping to themselves, keeping in the depths. So they have these emotions that they're keeping all the way down deep inside, and that's their uh, defense mechanism, right? So they've got this beautiful mask for everyone else, in a if it's a Halloween party, right? But they have this beautiful mask on that everything's great and look at all the stuff that's happened and yay. And But just know that bubbling, if with your intuition, and you're going to be picking it up, going, "Yeah, I cry BS," but I would just allow them to share that, and it's your opportunity. It's their way of, uh, I don't want to say it's not competition at all. It's just they want to see that I'm okay, even though they're have a lot going on deep down inside. And so just sitting there knowing what's going on deep down inside of them, if you just radiate love to them, that's really what that is. It's a cry for love, even though they're masking everything, going, everything's fine. And you're like, I see in your eyes not everything's fine, but don't call them out on it. Just be a supportive ex-friend, giving unconditional love to them because uh, that's all that you can do for it. Unless you want to blow up the conversation and call them out and go, "You're so full of it. I can feel you're not going through things well," and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like if you listen to them and you tell them how proud of you are of them and just radiate love to them and even give them a big hug afterwards and say, "I'm so happy for you. It's good seeing you. I'm glad we're okay to talk," then that can start a bridge back together with one another. But that's what they have for you, Daisy. So many blessings to you. All right, Rishi, you are up next. And then Leo, you will be up after that. All right. So Rishi, a general reading, and I want to stick with the Light Seers Tarot here for you. So let's take a look and see what they have for you. What would they like you to know right now? Okay. Let me what else? All right. Excuse me. So right now you've got the King of Swords here, which is all about mindsets and being in your mind. And so they're just allowing you to be aware that you have your dreams, your future dreams, emotional fulfillment, that it's taken a lot of your headspace right now. And that it is not a bad thing. There's no good or bad. It's just they're letting you know you have a lot of your headspace that's focusing on future fulfillment, future wishes coming true, and that it's good to think about them because you also will realize the blocks that you have toward things, about all the, you know, supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, all these beliefs you have about the future, and that how overwhelming and how overheated it makes your brain. So it's like being aware that it's taking up a lot of the mental space there is important for you, because they're also talking about balance and patience, right? So you have the balancing that's coming in here, with the two sides of things, and the Two of Swords coming in about the two, like feeling like you're at a fork in the road and you're needing to make decisions. You feel like this pressure to make decisions, and they're like, there's no pressure, you're an eternal being. Just take deep breaths and understand that things will unfold. There's a wonderful, it's a giant here, but there's this cycle of things that come and go and ebb and flow. And as decisions come up that need to be made, they're showing like, get out of your head, because one of these is your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, and the other one is about trusting your gut and your intuition and your connection to the spirit realm. That's why she's blindfolded, because it's close your eyes to truly see, and that helps you get out of your mind, and you're not trying to take in all of this information from the outside world. So you just sit and breathe and come back into your heart and then drop into your gut. And then you're like, okay, Now what do I really want? Not what I think I want with all those thoughts, but what do you really want? Because you also have the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups, she rolls over water. She is also given double water. So the king before, he rolls over air. So drop your thoughts like I dropped the card, right? So he rolls over air, but all the kings are given double air. So this is like double brain thinking. And she rolls over water, and all the queens are given water. And this is all about emotion, intuition, gut. So coming back to this, it's really on one side you have all the thoughts that you make decisions by, and on the other it's like all emotion and intuition. And that's what they were saying here, was to trust your intuition, drop into your heart. Don't forget that, because it's important for you to trust your intuition with this Eight of Pentacles, which the Eight of Pentacles is about movement in the outside world, movement up in things, which could be movement up in relationships of some kind. It doesn't have to be romantic, it can be family, friends, work mates, schoolmates, whatever it might be. It might be movement up in job, education, social status, movement up in your bodily health, your finances, your possessions. And it's all about trusting your intuition as you go out into the world and have that. It's moving you up out there, but it's important that all the decisions that are coming up, that you drop out of your head about what happiness is and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's, and drop down into your heart instead. So that's what they want you to know right now, Rishi. So many blessings to you. I love that for you, because you are expanding and expanding and expanding your intuition and connection to spirit. So I like it. All right, Leo, you are up next. And then Anjali, hello, you are up after that. All right, Leo, you would like a general reading about love. So let's take a look. And we're actually switching over to the Good Tarot. It's the name of the deck. It's not like it's better than the others are bad. So let's see what they have to say here. All right. So what would you like Leo to know? That one, and that one. All right. Let's see what we got coming in here. Okay. All right. So you have the Four of Fire, which is the Four of Wands, which is celebration. Even, it could represent marriage and gatherings of parties and that kind of thing too. But moreover, it's solid uh, energy. It's balanced energy. So whatever the up and down the fire, the fiery energy in that, it's like it's coming into this balanced state, which makes total sense with you being a Leo, because you also got the Leo card because you're ruled by the sun. So you definitely have this brightness coming in. You're shining bright. You have this energy. There's this balancing that's coming in. And you also have the Seven of Fire. So you have three huge cards that are your energy, that are, the wands, the fire element. And the Seven of Fire is you. This is you up on a hill, where it feels like you are being noticed, and you're up there, right? And the Seven of Wands can be, where people are poking at you and jealous, and it's because they feel they're down below. They already felt they were down here, and that you were up here, and then you are in the spotlight, which they're like, it's even worse. And they're like, poke, come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. How dare you try to be up there? And just understand, if you can, have compassion for them and go, hey, come on, and help bring them up to where they feel you're at. Because I feel like this, and I feel like it is at some sort of celebration that this is coming up at. I don't feel like it's like your wedding. I feel like you're at a wedding or a celebration, a party, and you walk in and people are like, "Oh my god," and other people are like, "Oh, who's that?" And, if you share that brightness with others and bring them into the spotlight with you, then that makes them feel not threatened. Like, I just feel like when you walk into a room during this time, or walk into the doors of this party or whatever, people are, like, just eyeing you up and down going, "Who do you think you are?" You know? And because you're just, like, glowing when you walk in. So, I feel like this is an important piece around love, because you also have the page of water, which is the page of cups, which is emotion, which is new love coming in. And also trusting your intuition and trusting your gut. It can bring that in there with it too. But I feel like this is this beautiful, beautiful um, new spark at this party, whatever it is. This is where you have this, um, you know, little lightning bolt that hits your heart, and you're like, oh wow, So I feel like you meet someone that really piques your interest there. And here you are, lion, the emperor. And this is about you standing in your power. And again, another four, just feeling stable, feeling just the solid worth about yourself that you get to decide who you are, what you do in your own little inner kingdom, that you don't have to take what other, leaders of other countries, that's what everyone is their own little country. You are your own country. And these other leaders of those countries go, this is what you should do in your country. And you're like, mind your own business. You rule your country, I'll rule mine. You don't have to be that way about it. As leaders, you can be political and go, well, thank you for that information. I appreciate that. If you want. Or if it's something that you're like, "Oh, interesting. I'll look into that." But I feel like it's you standing in your power. I mean, definitely you've got, again, the Sun card, which represents Leo, and then you have the Lion, Leo the Lion, with the Emperor. Such powerful, powerful energy for you. So I don't feel like you hide yourself. Like, that's the advice from spirit, is not to hide yourself at all. Don't diminish yourself. Don't feel you have to defend yourself. Just when people are, being crass or whatever, just realize it's because they're feeling low. Try to activate the compassion in your heart and go, oh, come on, you come up here too, or come on, let's go dance, or come on, guys, let's just all do this. And, well, tell me about you. And you bring them, into the limelight, then they aren't so threatened or intimidated by your light. So I like it for you, Leo. So I'm excited to see what party this is coming up. So many blessings to you. Right, Anjali. So, angel message for you, and then self love. You will be up next. All right. Well, we do have that angel and ancestor oracle here. So, let's see what angel message comes for you today, Anjali. All right. Let's take a quick drink here. And you got the broken arrow, which is not a bad thing. Embrace the energy of peace. So, the broken arrow is all about letting go of the need to defend yourself and prepare to offer peace. You are safe. And just as the arrow card symbolizes defense and protection, the broken arrow card symbolizes peace. In Native American traditions, a broken arrow would mean that tribes were no longer fighting one another, but were making alliances. When you see a broken arrow in a meditation, a vision, a dream, or a reading, it is a message that you no longer need to fight because peace has arrived. This is a powerful symbol of harmony, serenity, and community. If you've been exposed to a situation in which you have felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, know that this is now coming to an end. With the arrival of the broken arrow card, you're being guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away all the darkness. You can drop your shields and protection. You are now in a situation that will honor you and honor your needs. Arguments are ending and disagreements are being resolved. Prepare to talk things through and offer the peace that you would like to enjoy. In order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by this situation or the people involved, because this will only work against you. Know that your angelic guides and ancestors are standing around you, protecting you, and taking you lovingly forward. Beautiful. I love that for you. So beautiful, beautiful message. That's what they have for you today, Anjali. Many blessings. All right, self love, you are up next. And then M, you will be next in line. In self love, you want to know how will your next week be, the October 31st to November 6th? Okay. I do want to pull from the Runic Tarot. Let's see what's going on there. All right. So self love. What would you like them to know about this coming week? Okay. All right. Anything else? All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. I like it. So you have the Queen of Pentacles, which does represent abundance, new birth, a lot like the Empress card. And it's also Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And so it's like this next week, it is time for self care, but there's this abundance that comes in through that self care, because you had the Hermit card, which is about making sure you're spending time on you, away from all the noise and the chaos, focusing on your inner journey and what's unfolding. There was a card that popped out from underneath it, which they said, this is what comes unexpectedly for you. But of course, now you will expect it. But this was like, this is something you unexpectedly find in your inner journey. You have the Five of Wands, which is transformation of energy that moves from something that felt like fear and conflict, that it transforms into something about love and support of others. And you find that when you go inward. I feel like this is a week of turning, turning the energy from being outward to the inward. And it really clarifies things for you, because you also have the Knight of Swords. So with this inner kind of turning here, making sure you're taking time for yourself to reflect. The Knight is movement in your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, where you're letting some stuff go that you didn't. It's not that you didn't realize it was there bubbling underneath. It's just kind of, you put it on the back burner a while ago and it's just been bubbling there, that something brings it to the forefront for you this week, where you do take your time away and you look at it and you're like, "Oh, okay, I see what's going on here," because you get the clarity and the stability, because you've got two fours. You got the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability, and the Four of Wands, which is energetic stability as well. So things really stabilize with this inner journey, and whatever kind of bubbled up, you do review it during your alone time, and you have a switch that clears back up the path. Because if you think of like fours, two on each side, there's this wonderful flow in the middle. That 5 of wands is boom, something right in the middle into your face that, spirit was like, "Okay, this is the time to look at it." And you're like, "Okay." And so you take the time to step back, turn it inward, look at it, question it, understand it, and then it disappears because then you have the 2 fours that are happening at the end of it where you have that flow of emotion and that flow of energy again, where it feels free flowing instead. So it is a great week. I know at first it's gonna feel like, "Oh, what? Oh, that's the thing. That's the unexpected thing that pops up out of nowhere," but not really out of nowhere. It's just been on the back burner, and you're like, "Oh, okay, so this is the time that I wanna look at that. I'm just gonna deal with it." And you review it, and you clear it, and you feel the stability and the flow by the end of the week. So I like it for you. So that's what they have for you, self-love. Many blessings. All right, M, you would like a general love reading, and then VD, you will be up next. So, general love reading. And I feel like I'm going to go back to the good tarot here. Let's see what Spirit has for you, M. What would you like them to know about love? And, all right. Hmm. So you've got a lot of air, a lot of mental energy coming in here. You have the messenger of air, which is the knight of air in the standard tarot, which is about in pursuit of higher truths and of letting some uh, expectations go, some mindsets go, some beliefs go around love. Because you have the seven of air too here, which is the seven of swords, which represents you're identifying what your thoughts and beliefs are cheating you out of love, both for yourself and for others. So you are on this pursuit, you're on this quest, you're on the right path. There is movement in this direction, which is great. Because if you do this and you really look at the expectations that are there, that are blocking you and that are kind of stealing away opportunity, because you have a belief about who someone should be, how relationships should unfold, who you're supposed to be. There's this thing that is just, it's so restrictive, it's not allowing you to get through it. And this quest that you're on is to find out what it is that no longer benefits me, these thoughts and these beliefs. And so you're cutting them away because you do have the nine of cups, the nine of water, emotional wish fulfillment. This is what lies on the other side of it. And so this is like them saying it's worth doing the let's say the work, but it's worth doing the reflection, because it's like I feel like a lot of Capricorn Saturn energy, because when you do the assignment, you get the reward, and that's what Saturn does. They don't just give you all this work to do, all this studying and reflection and all that. And then they're like, okay, well, that's what you get. And you're like, what? I don't get a reward. And they're like, yes, you do. Boom. You get the nine of cups. You get this emotional wish fulfillment that comes on the other side of it. So they are saying it's time to look at some of those thoughts and those beliefs that are stealing away your opportunities for love because of the restrictions that it keeps you in. It's like you're in a cage. It's the devil card, the shadow card is what it represents. It has this, one of my favorite cards has someone in a cage, and it's the cage of all their thoughts and beliefs. And the back door is not only like the cage door is not even locked, it's not even fully closed. It's like there's a little space in between where it's ajar, but we're looking forward, we're not back there. But when we turn around and reflect, we're like, oh, wait a minute, Rick, I can just walk out of here. And it's like, yeah, because it's your own thoughts and your own beliefs that are restricting. So I love it for you. I know it's like, oh, but it's going to have freedom and wish fulfillment on the other side of it. So it's worth it. That's what they have for you. And many blessings. And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. Like I said, it's not a small thing. It might be a small thing for you to go, oh, clicking a little thing. What difference does it make? And it's like it makes a lot of difference to the YouTube algorithm. It does share my videos with more people automatically, like showing up on their recommended feeds and stuff like that, which helps spread the Zen love. So please know I'm very grateful for that, even though it might seem like a small thing. Clicking that like button does wonders. So thank you. All right, VD, you are up next, and then Vani, you will be after that. So, VD, you want to know, how are you perceived by people? I'm sure in all sorts of ways. I love how Spirit has shown me, because I had that. I was a huge, I called it a people pleaser. I was like freaking out all the time trying to be who I thought everyone else wanted me to be, and I realized it didn't matter what I did. I was just a mirror, and I couldn't help what they were seeing when they looked into me. Because they were going to see themselves. So I'm like, no matter what I wanted them to see me, they were only seeing reflections of what they had inside of them. But let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know around perception of people about you. Okay, what else? All right, let's see what we got here. Hmm. So you've got the Four of Cups. And what the Four of Cups tells us, it's all about emotion, right? And you can see how discontent, maybe you can see how discontent their face is there, how bored they are looking at these three cups. Well, those three cups are the cups of the outside world: relationships, situations, and things like our bodies and bank accounts. And they're not so fulfilled by them. They're empty to them. They're like, I have some of those things, but it's not bringing me anything. It's not bringing me fulfillment. And it's because people change or they pass away. And so relationships are not stable and they're not fulfilling for very long, if at all. Situations like job, education, social status, whatever kind of situations we can get into, they are always changing. So they're not fulfilling and stable for very long. If we have a moment of, I got promoted, that goes by very fast because you just have more work to do, and now you're looking for the next promotion, the next thing. What's going to happen next, right? So circumstances are always changing, so they aren't fulfilling for very long. And then our bodies, things, our bank accounts. How long is it that oh, I love the new clothes I bought. Will they become old clothes in how many weeks, right? No, I want something else. Or that new car, or that new home, or you know what we've done with our bodies, the new money that came in. How long is it before we want more or it's gone, right? And so it basically tells us that the perceptions, we look for the outside world to define us, but we feel empty still by getting what we think we want from the outside world. Well, what's wonderful is that we're offered this from the heavens, this Ace of Cups, which is the Holy Grail, the chalice. It's full of the unconditional love of the creator of all things, of the higher realms. No conditions, so it's perfect. It's very stable. We never can lose it. And then also, it's eternal, which means it's forever. So something very, very stable that's offered to us for our heart. And when we drink from it, we're like, oh my God, this is what I've been looking for. This is fulfilling. And then, like a chalice, we fill up with that love, and then it overflows out to other people. And so we don't look to other people for our validation, for our meaning, for our definition. I think I said that already, but they reiterated it. We define it from inward and upward, and our life changes. It becomes this bright, bright, shining light because we don't feel the pressure of trying to fit in the outside world. Boom, King of Pentacles. Your life feels full and overflowing. So, when we turn inward and upward, this is how we become. We become this bright, shining light, and The sun doesn't ask anyone permission to shine, and it doesn't, go, "Oh, people don't like me. I'm going to turn off." It's like, "No, I'm a sun, brightness. Here I am. Shine, 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 shine." Whether people agree, give us permission, like it or not. If you don't like the sun, then get in the shade. um, and I feel like that this is what is headed for you here is this connection inward and upward really brings this brightness into your life and this feeling of fullness and wholeness. So when you are asking about how are you perceived by people, spirit is basically saying, what does it matter? You know, look to the king and queen of the kingdom. They love you unconditionally. They think you're amazing. They think you shine bright like the sun. So who cares what the townspeople in the kingdom think? Because the king and the queen, you're in favor with them and they think you're awesome. We don't care what the townspeople think because they can't do anything for us. They're the ones that bring us everything. And so I feel like there's this change that's happening around that for you. So that's what they have for you right now. So, Vidi, many blessings to you. All right. Vani, you are up next. And then Aditi, hello, you are up after that. So let's take a look here. Vani, will you and your ex husband, Yaya Krishan, reunite? And any good news for November? Let's take a look here, what they want you to know around you and your ex husband in November. The Three of Pentacles, and I feel like this is about you and your ex husband because the Three of Pentacles is about staying true to your authentic truth and your authentic path and like being you and not to look to others to, um, you know, uh, let me see how they want to say this. They're not saying looking to others for your support, but not worrying about with you being you that if there's people that are supporting you that like, well, if I am not who I think they think I should be, I'm going to lose their support. So I need to adjust and not be my authentic self. Or out of fear of going, if I'm my authentic self, these individuals are going to get upset and yell and voice their displeasure in, out of anger or just, emotional outbursts. And so it's like, um, in the past, these individuals have veered you off your authentic path and you expressing the authentic you out of the fear of losing support or out of the repercussions from you being the authentic you. And so I feel like spirit is telling you to try not to allow those things because to veer you off because they want you to be you authentically on this physical plane. They need you to be you, not to be a duplication of what other people think you should be. And so for me, it's like that's them in their unique way saying, if you're reunited with your ex husband, you would be going off of your authentic path. You wouldn't be able to express yourself like your destiny has for you to express yourself. So I feel like that is a no about the reuniting, and but it's for you and it's for the planet, really, because they do show this balancing. So, like, good news for November, they're all like balance and patience. Things will unfold in a very beautiful way because you will move up. The Eight of Pentacles is about the outside world and that you've been doing a lot of work on yourself and your life and organizing it and removing things that no longer serve you. You've been doing a lot of inner reflection, and they're saying that your patience is paying off with it. Just keep doing step by step, and you are moving from like what an apprentice would be to a master. You are moving up in your life, you're moving in different directions in your life because of it, which is great. And they're saying start making plans about what you want to do. You hold your world in your hands here, and you get to choose what direction you want to go, where you want to invest your energy, and wherever you invest your energy is what grows. And you have the Queen of Pentacles. So they are saying invest this energy on you, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So nurturing yourself. And in doing this and stepping into your power, doing the things on a daily basis, does result in new birth, new things coming in. So definitely with these two cards here, you are having this movement in the outside world, a movement in your abundance feelings and where you're headed. And so November is going to be a beneficial month for you. Just continue to be patient, take one step at a time. Don't feel you have to rush to the end of something. Just enjoy the process, enjoy nurturing yourself and reflecting, and things just continue to move forward. But that Two of Wands is about whatever you focus on is what grows in your life too. So if you're focusing on what you are grateful for, what you do want in your life, your authentic self life, those things grow and those things expand. And when you focus on what's missing in your life or what you don't want in your life, then that feeds it and that grows it. So I feel like November is a month of gratitude, which is normal anyway. With here, we have Thanksgiving, which is all about focus on gratitude. What are you grateful for? And that expands and that expands and that expands. So I like that for you, Vani. So know on the ex-husband, which is for you, and your authentic path and nurturing yourself and moving forward is going to be beautiful for you. So many blessings to you, Vani. All right, Aditi, you are up, and then MD 007, you will be up after that. Let me just take a quick drink here. And let's take a look here, Aditi. So what's coming to your mother, and how will your stepfather be? Okay. So let's take a look here. What's going on? What would you like Aditi to know about mom and stepdad? Okay. Let's see what we have here. All right. So for your mom, she is really having this reflective time here. I mean, she's got these cards here. Let me see if I can do this and not have them. There we go. So the Eight of Swords here is about her understanding her own thoughts, her own beliefs, her own mindsets that are making her feel blinded and bound and trapped. And there is this movement of this going from calmer waters to smoother waters as she releases some old ways of thinking and moves into new ways of thinking. It does bring her victory, it does bring her feeling like she is being recognized and being moved up. You know, she's been given a foot up onto the back of the horse, and people are celebrating her. So, whatever she's doing with her mindsets and her inner work here, it is going to result in a change of mindsets. And that change of mindsets allows her to feel more victorious in this movement up in the world, in her world. So I like that. And the stepfather, here's this, we just had this, the Three of Pentacles, which about them being their authentic selves, and that they are stepping into a path that is more in alignment with who they want to be in life and where they want to head in life, and not listening to a lot of other people's desires for their life. So I almost feel like, are they divorcing? If not, are they, um, deciding to uh, live their independent lives together in a way? I kind of feel like there's this uh, clash of the titans where they're like, I want this. Well, I want this. I'm like, well, you do that. Well, you do that. And like, oh, okay. So we're gonna live and have this, and mom especially is going, okay, so we can do this. We can live this way. I'm letting go of old ways of thinking, and we're able to have this relationship or not, but ready to live independently, uh, allowing each other to be themselves and do what they want and not feel so constricted by expectations. So I feel like that's going on there. So I'm not sure. At first, I thought this feels like separation, but I don't know if it's absolutely like uh, it's like separation on the inside, but maybe not separation on the outside. It's like, okay, well, I want my room and you can have your room in the house, and I still love you and we could still get together and stuff, but I want to live my life and I want to do this and this and this. And he's like, well, I want to do this and this and this. I'm like, well, let's both do it. And that's kind of the energy I'm feeling at ET. So hopefully that makes sense and resonates, but that's what they have for you today. So many blessings. All right, MD, you are up. And then Marie, you will be up after that. There we go. So MD 007, I am well. And what's coming towards you in love and career in 2023? Well, we're going to jump over to the Witch's Tarot and let's find out what they would like you to know. All right. So MD. Love and career 2023. Can you believe we're like 2 months away from 2023? I am like, what is happening? I just don't know. It's like someone sat on the fast forward button on the remote. I'm like, where did this year go? Whoosh. All right. So let me just take a look at these here. Okay. Okay. It makes sense. So don't freak out. Because I know this card. Oh, what the hell is that? Disappointment at the beginning of the year, things not going as expected, and it's all right. Trust me, it's all right. I see the other cards. It's all right because it does allow you to reevaluate your world and what you want to do with it, like where you want to head, where you what's the next step. You get to decide what direction you want to head off into, which is great in the long run. Because at first I know the disappointment, like, oh, like, I didn't, either that relationship didn't work out or that house didn't work out, the job, whatever it is that is like you had expectations around of like, okay, so this is what it's going to be. And then this is what's the year going to be. And that one thing is like, bzz, and you're like, oh, okay, well, let me reevaluate. And it's great because you do reevaluate and you have the Two of Pentacles here. So you have the Two of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. You balance things out. You find a way to, like, I wouldn't say recover from it, but you find a plan and you reevaluate in a positive way, which brings you the King of Pentacles, right? So you have this abundance, you have this fullness, you take over control over your outside world, and you really have this foundation of your worth that comes through it too. But it works out more in your favor. So I feel like disappointment first quarter, rebalance things, and you have this success in the second quarter, and then you reach the end of a cycle and you have this end of an old ways of doing things and a new beginning. Kind of feel like mid-year. You're like, you had this stuff that didn't work out too well in the beginning of the year, the way that you wanted it to anyway. and you adjusted, and then you had success and you're making it going along. And then I kind of feel like you get not bored, but you're just like, okay, well, now I want to take it up a notch. And then you do that in the middle of the year. And then you do. You have the Four of Swords, which is about peace of mind and balancing. There's those Three of Swords that you had at the beginning of the year. You've overcome them. You've let a lot of expectations and a lot of restrictions go, which allows you on this quest for higher love, for higher fulfillment. And like this is the remainder of the year, you are on this quest and you are offered this Ace of Cups, which is feeling like you are that Ace of Cups and this beautiful love that flows in you and fills you up and overflows out to the world. Like the remainder 6 months, you just have this peace of mind and this wonderful adventure. You feel like each month just keeps getting better and better and better as you get closer and closer and closer to more of your quest for higher love. And so it's a very exciting um, 2023 for you. And I feel like that's both for love and career. The I feel like career is the first 6 months because you're kind of recovering your outer world. And so I feel like you kind of maybe put your emotions on hold because you're like, I just don't have time for that right now. But the middle of the year, you're like, you feel the solidness, and then you're like, okay, I'm ready for that pursuit of higher love now. And so the last 6 months, I feel, is when you meet someone and you start a wonderful journey and movement in love for that. So that's what you have, MD. That's what they'd like you to know today, anyway. So many blessings to you. All right, Marie, what is 2023 have in store? And then Cynthia, you will be up next. So let's take a look here, Marie. What would Spirit like you to know about 2023? What is in store that they would like to give you a heads up about? Okay. All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay. All right. So your first card you have is the Six of Pentacles. So as far as abundance and things on the outside, you're going to be great. You're going to have enough for yourself and even enough to give to others. They relationship wise, they are bringing in the codependency awareness card. And because of your ability to give to others, they're just wanting to say that it doesn't mean that you have to give to others. You don't have to overgive to others. You get to have this wonderful balancing of your heart and your awareness of who you are, your worthiness to receive, and your worthiness to just give some, not to overgive. A wonderful exchange rate that you're developing, and instead of feeling like you have to give 100 of something to receive one back, you're like, hey, 50-50. I feel comfortable with that. We're not going to fight over a meal, who's going to pay for the meal, or that I have to overdo all this other things because you bought me a meal. I'm going to do this and that and that and that. You're really balancing this out next year. And these two cards, even though I shuffled and put them completely in different places in the deck, these just came out for you too, which is ending of major cycles and beginning of new adventure. And you've been cutting away those expectations. So you are seeing things with that Ace of Swords or that Ace of Swords. I guess those are twigs. There's the Ace of Swords over here. Is the awareness of your thoughts and beliefs, letting expectations go. You're releasing beliefs that you had restrictions about yourself there. And I like that because these cards definitely reinforce that. The Nine of Wands shows how any energetic blocks that were there, because of that, what you're doing, you are removing that block to where you can pass through it. And the Six of Cups is the nostalgia card. And I feel like this is about you revisiting old thoughts and beliefs about yourself when you were younger that's where that codependency awareness comes from, is because you were taught when you were younger that you had to do so much just to get a little bit of attention. And that just went over all over the place into your school. Like you had to get your teacher's attention, you would just like study, 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 put so much pressure on you to perform well. Maybe work, you always have to excel and be better than everyone else. Maybe relationships, you have to overgive so that you're needed. Maybe these are a lot of things from my own childhood. So, maybe this is for me. Maybe this reading's for me. No, I'm just kidding. But I can relate. No judgment at all. I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. So, welcome everyone. So I feel like you are working on that, and that's what's releasing you and setting you free, because boom, you have the Three of Wands. So the path that you had been on, the destination that you allowed for yourself in your life changes because of your release from and the removal of these blocks. It allows you to look at the world in a completely different way. Whereas before you were like, well, this is what I only can do with this power that's enabling you in your own way to go a different direction, because now you allow yourself to, now you feel yourself worthy to it. So I feel this change, the significant change in your perspective of life and what you want to do with your life too. Yeah. Because your last four cards, these two, it's like you have been in this cocoon, you have been in this holding pattern, but it's like your caterpillar. I feel like this year has been like you felt like a caterpillar that just feels like pieces of you are falling away. You're becoming caterpillar juice to transform into this butterfly that you will move out of the cocoon next year and fly into places that you wouldn't have before, because you have the Page of Pentacles too, which one, it's about a higher worth in how you perceive yourself in the outside world, which opens up a ton of new opportunities in the outside world too that you wouldn't have even considered before. But this transformation you're going through is amazing because you have not only the Page of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is also significant new opportunities are brought into your life. And you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is you are making movement, you are changing, and some people don't like it. Why would they not like it that you are becoming a butterfly? These other caterpillars are going, wait a minute, why are you flying and we're still down here eating leaves? And you're like, one word, cocoon, the saying. Um, but don't feel bad because they just feel they're lower than you. I mean, really, literally, caterpillars on the forest floor looking up at you on the side of a tree trunk, airing out your wings, getting ready to fly because you've built up your wing muscles, you've gone through the transformation, and they're like not liking it. But rather than feel like you have to defend yourself for the happiness and for where you're going and the changes you're making in your life in 2023, just know that they feel like they're lower, and share hope with them, share love with them, raise them up a little bit, maybe even go down and grab one of the caterpillars and fly him around and show them what it looks like from the viewpoint so that they will want to go into the cocoon experience. But I love it for you. What a wonderful 2023 is going to unfold for you, Marie. So I love it. That's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right, Cynthia, let's take a look here. Will you pass your PO drug test? Let's see what Spirit would like you to know about that. And then Anjou, welcome. You will be next after that. All So, will you pass the drug test? Well, what I'm seeing here, you have the Page of Pentacles that came out. And I know this card had just come out, and I put it in there and I shuffled and even, mixed them up. I love how a lot of the messages are coming out, though. The Page of Pentacles for you is new opportunities opening up in the outside world. It's a very positive card. So I feel like that is going to be a yes. And if not, it means that it allows you a different opportunity than this one. So if for some reason it doesn't work out, I just feel very positive vibes for you in your outside world with this. It definitely means upgraded opportunities in the outside world. So just be confident that if for some reason it doesn't, that uh, you're not being rejected from that job, but that job is being rejected from your life because there's something else that spirit and your higher self wanted for you. And so if it happens, it's happening for you, right? So I really feel like they're just like, don't sweat it. If it doesn't work out there, then that means there was something else that is meant for you. So very positive card for you, though, Cynthia. So just go with the flow. Whatever happens, just remember it's happening for you, not to you. So beautiful, beautiful. Many blessings to you. All right, Anju. So you want to know how will your November month be? And then Angie, you will be up next. And then Shivani. All right. So let's take a look here and see what your November will be. Let me take a quick drink here. Excuse me. Thank you guys so much again for your patience as I do move down the list. I just go in order and try to go as fast as I can. But Spirit is the one who's talking, so can't rush them. All right, here we go. So how will your November be? All right. Well, I like this for you. Your November looks very, very bright. I mean, look at the brightness, even without there, even with there's the glare there. It's like this is shing bling bling because you got the Ace of Pentacles coming in, which means new opportunities in your outside world. And the Four of Wands is about celebration, joy, party, marriages, wonderful brightness. So a lot to be joyful about and a lot of beautiful opportunities that are, for you opening up and happening in the month of November. And then you also got, not only did you get the joy card of the wands, you got the joy card of the cups. This is celebration card too. And this can be community. So with these two cards, I really feel there's going to be some get-togethers that just bring you such joy and love feelings. Could be love of friends, love of family. It can be, love as well in the outside world. Also, in addition to that three, you've got this Three of Pentacles too, which this is them saying, regardless of what you're going through in the month of November, try not to listen to other people's opinions. Be your authentic self. Stay true to what you are wanting in your heart, not in your mind, not in expectations, not all the blah, blah, blah from the outside, but really getting into your deep, deep heart. And who do I want to be? What do I want to do? And stay true to your authentic path, because in doing that, that's what brings all of this. So stay true to you during November. Sorry, be right back. That one went way under here. All right. Butterfingers. Okay. So definitely it's worth it to do that. And it might be scary to say, I'm going to do what what I want to do in all this. But it ends up being so beautiful and so wonderful for you by doing that. So that's what they have for you on Jew. So many blessings. All right. So, Angie, hello. You'd like a reading for your love life in the near future. Will you reconcile with your husband? And what is he thinking? Oh my God, do we really want to know? And then Shivani, you will be up next, and then Divine Goddess. So, thank you guys. So let's take a look here, Angie, and see love life. Let's find out about the husband first here. What is he thinking? Okay. And then will you reconcile? That's that one. All right. And then anything else about love life? All right, let's take a look here. So, what is he thinking? All right. Well, when I asked what is he thinking, the Ace of Swords came out, which is all about new thought, new belief, new mindset, seeing things from different perspectives. So, there is this new thinking, about themselves and their life, and the high priestess here is that they are going beyond their veil. They're digging into their unconscious, their subconscious. They are looking into their heart, trusting their gut and their intuition. So I feel like they were so much in their mind before that, trying to meet up to all these expectations that they had in their head, that the pressure got too much for them, for their life. And it almost feels like a midlife crisis that they are going through, that they're just like, I want to live. And I say that too because the Seven of Pentacles is that they planted a tree, or a bush, and it took time for everything to unfold, everything to grow. And when the fruit started to go there, they were just like, it's a change of where they want to invest their energy. They're like, I thought this is what I wanted in my life. And they had all this, you know, people telling them what they should do, what they want to do, blah, blah, blah in their life. And so they were trying to do it for so much. But this change that they went through, that they were just like, I'm not doing what I wanted to do. I was trying to do what I thought everyone else wanted me to do. And so he's having this change in his life, this change of the way he's looking at things, because there's also the Eight of Wands, which is a ton of energy, ton of activity that came into their life. And I feel like that's what happened, is when they freed themselves and decided to not have, um, all these expectations control their life. I'm going to be me. I'm going to live what I want, and I just can't listen to anyone anymore. It's like, psh, and that's why they, like, have, departed from their life, because they really feel like it wasn't their life that they were living. Um, I don't feel like that he's going to be back. I don't feel like the reconciliation is there, because I feel like, this is how he feels. He feels like he is finding his worth. He's finding his outside world, and he feels like he's in control of his life, and he doesn't want to go back to feeling like his life is being dictated to him. Um, which is what the life he felt he was living before. And this has nothing to do with you. This has to do with all these mindsets that he had poured into him, like we all do, since we were very young. And he was trying to fit into all these expectations, which is like a prison. And he feels like he's escaped from it. And he doesn't want to go back to it, you know. And again, doesn't have to do with you. And for you, yeah, because here, so if you want an idea of how he felt, this is like how you almost feel as well, right? You could almost like go, yeah, I know what he feels like, the pressure of who am I supposed to be? Who are they supposed to be? Supposed to, should, need to, have to, relationships, everything that you feel like you are blindfolded, tied up, and trapped with all those expectations. All these are the small t truths, all those opinions of the outside world. And that was you too. And that's how he felt. Um, but for your future, for your love in the near future, this is you. This is you. And this is you too. The emperor, this is the divine masculine or the divine feminine energy. This is you also taking control over your life, that I'm the one that gets to decide what I want and how things are going to be. I'm not going to wait around for anyone. I'm going to live the life I want. And this Queen of Wands is you stepping into your power. This Ace of Wands here is you focusing your energy in what you want to grow in your life, not all that expectations and all that, but what you truly want. She's fire energy. She has this passion, this drive, and she's going to make things happen. Confidence that comes in when you're living the life you want to live. She also has a beautiful connection. There's a kitty cat on her lap here. The kitty cat represents your connection to the spirit world, your intuition, your gut. And it's about you trusting and developing this connection with the higher realms where you don't fear making decisions because you know in your gut what you're doing is the right thing for you and for your highest experience here. So when you have a decision to make, you take a deep breath and get out of your mind and out of fear and step back and go, okay, so spirit, what is for my highest experience? I'm either need to take a left or a right. Which one is for my best? And you know immediately what it is. You might research it to make yourself feel better, but you immediately know the answer. But you might take some time to get used to the idea, even though you know immediately what the answer is. So I feel like that opens up your world, for love in the future. I feel like the near future is about you standing on your own, understanding what it is you really want, taking over the throne of your life and kicking everyone else out so that you decide for you. And then it's like almost for the first time in your life, you are choosing what you want. Like, where do you want to eat? What do you want? A movie do you want to see? What do you want to wear? Where do you want to live? What do you want to do? You get to decide because you're just like, you know what? I'm tired of living up and feeling again blinded and bound and trapped by all those expectations. So it's going to be a wonderful, amazing time. I know it's still, raw, with your marriage, but in your heart, you're like it was the right choice for both of us because we were living a life that everyone else wanted us to live, and we weren't living the life that we wanted to live. Yeah, yeah. Four cards came flying out of the deck: death and rebirth. So this is the ending and the rebirth. You've got the nine of swords. This is what you were living before: insomnia, nightmares, trying to live up to all those expectations. Then the moon, trusting your gut, trusting your connection to the spirit world. And then the change. This is how you both were almost feeling like you were out in the cold, abandoned, um, your worth constantly um, on the like conflict about worth and conflict about uh, how to live and who to be and all of that. So this death and this rebirth, it's like it's an important thing. No one leaves our life. We're never fired from jobs. Things are moved out of our path so that we can move in the direction of that is more in alignment with who we are next to be. So I love it for you, Angie. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you. All right, Shivani, you are up next, and then Divine Goddess, you will be up after that. And Shivani, so will we need to start calling and meeting you as often as before? Well, let's take a look and see what they say. I want to switch up decks here. Okay, yeah, let's go to the Light Seer Tarot. See what we got going on. Thank you guys so much for all your commenting and support and love for each other. I just love the energy you guys bring, and thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up too. I just want to make sure you guys know how appreciative I am of that. It helps spread the love to the world. So thank you for doing that. All right, so Shivani, what would you like us to know about Vidit? Okay. Got the Five of Swords here. And I feel like right now that they won't. And I say that because there is this communication block that's happening. Swords can be thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets, but for some reason, I feel like this is a communication block. And you look at the raven or the crow that's here, and they're like right in your ear, right in their ear, and it's like almost like they have their other, you know. I know they're like this, but they're showing me is they're like this, and here's this crow, this thought and this belief that is in your ear around thoughts and beliefs around yourself. And I feel like this five is about change, and it's about changing of your thoughts and your beliefs. And so there's this block in this communication for you to turn inward and really look at this. What is all this stuff that's coming up? Why, why do I believe this way? Why do I feel this way? Because you have the chariot card that's coming in that's showing that you are the one that holds the reins into what you want to feel in each moment and what story you put around each moment. And so this is an empowering time for you to really understand that regardless of whatever's happening on the outside, you get to choose. What does that mean about me? How do I want to feel with this lack of contact, or even when there is contact? I get to decide. And there's these habits that we've been, given since we were very young, that when that happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. When that happens, this is how it's supposed to feel. But there's this challenge, this pause, this break in the communication, to have this opportunity for you to really understand that and feel it, and really get into here to understand what's going on, because you have the Nine of Swords, which is the insomnia card. I think I just had it in another deck, right? Insomnia. Um, it is the nightmare card. All these thoughts and all these beliefs about what something is supposed to be, should be, need to be, must be, blah, 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 right? All those opinions of the past that are telling us, and that makes us fear, what does all this mean about me? But I love how this card, they have a white, light, bright thought that's coming in. And this is coming from here. I look, oh my gosh, look at that. Let me do it this way. Because here is that it's being projected from this Ace of Swords. You have new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets that are coming in. You're seeing things from this higher perspective. And this Ace of Swords, that is this gift that's given to you from Spirit, allows you to connect to higher truths, capital T truths, that are rooted in the unconditional love that the higher realms have for you. And when you are connecting to those, it allows you to cut away these thoughts and these beliefs that no longer serve you, the ones that are telling you about your smallness and your unworthiness, and all the other blah 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 stuff that is rooted in the fear of losing a conditional love. So I feel like um, this pause, this interruption in communication is for you to help transform those things. And then after that, they're like, who's to say what kind of communication will open up after that? You're not going to be the same person you are after you go through that. So you'll understand more about yourself and what you do want. And you might not even care if they contact you again, because you'd be like, no, that was the old me. And the old me like that, but the new me, meh, that's not attractive to me anymore. I want to head this direction. So I feel like this pause is for you and for this beautiful transformation of your thoughts and beliefs about yourself as you connect to those higher ones. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings, Shivani. All right. So, Divine Goddess, what's the rest of the year? Any blessings to come for you? And then Anji, welcome, welcome. You'll be up next. And then Devansha Mishra, you'll be after that. All right. So let's take a look here. Divine Goddess. Blessings for the rest of the year. I guess you could consider that a blessing. Oh, so mysterious. All right, it's this one. Okay, all right, makes sense. Let's see, anything else? All right. So I know you look at this. This is a blessing. It is. It's in disguise, because the Eight of Swords is about you understanding your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that have been making you feel blinded and bound and trapped. Which this Eight of Swords has been coming up in like several of the different regions in the different decks, and it is. It's this wonderful time of reflection. Reflection. This is you seeing yourself and going, "Oh, I see now what has been making me feel that limitation in my life." And then this is the blessing, is that you are able to make a change in your life. The Three of Wands is about, your energy, your drive, your ambition, your passion. And before, you had a plan of going from here to here to there to there to there, and you've gone from here to here to here. And now with this new information, you're like, I'm going to go this way instead. And you're making this change before the end of the year on what you want to do, where you want to head, whether it's relationships of any kind or job, education, your body, where you live, what your um, possessions are, your money, whatever. There's this change of direction that you have. And you have, if I can get my fingers to work here, there we go. You have the Knight of Swords, movement of thought and belief and mindset. So there is this change of the way that you're looking at things, which definitely, makes sense with after the reflection that you're doing there. And the Hanged Man can sometimes be, it is definitely seeing things from a higher perspective. Obviously, you're dipping your hand down into life from a higher perspective. And it can mean a pause in your life before taking action. But I feel for you, it's like you've been hanging around, and this reflection and all this stuff that's been going on here, that you've been really pondering it, really working through it. And I feel like you're getting to the point where you're like, all right, I'm ready to come down off of that and have movement and make things happen. So I feel like for the next 2 months, I feel like it's almost like you're getting everything all prepared. You're making these plans. You're getting ready for the direction you're going to change. And then like the new year is like, you're like, all right, we're doing it. And you're making the movement for that. So I like it for you. It is definitely this change that you are ready to make. And you're tired of feeling bound and blinded and trapped, and you're ready to live and not exist. And you've been getting used to the idea, and I feel like the next 2 months are even so much more than just getting used to the idea. I feel like you're making a lot of plans, getting rid of stuff, just really uh, taking some steps, like small steps. But I feel like the big, huge steps come at the beginning of the year. So that's what they have for you, Divine Goddess. All right, Angie, you are up next. And then Devansha Mishra, and then Anju Tiklakar. You will be next. So, who's coming towards you for a love reading, Anji? Let's take a look here. What would Spirit like you to know about love, love, love? All right. Anything else? All right. Well, I like this because you have the Ten of Swords, which I love the way they present that in this deck. Although I really like how they have it in other decks too, where someone's like laying down, they almost look like they're dead with 10 swords stuck in them because they're exhausted from trying to live up to everyone else's expectations. And I like how they have this card because all those crows, all those birds are all the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And when you release those, what a serene and beautiful picture that is, right? Walking along the beach instead of being attacked by crows. And I like it too because you also have the Page of Swords, which is you're walking across here again, new ideas, new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets around love are coming. You're releasing your expectations around relationships and around yourself in relation to relationships. And it's just opening up, and it has this freedom because you're just sick and tired of doing what you always did and getting what you always got, and feeling all this pressure of who you're supposed to be, and being afraid if I'm not who they think I'm supposed to be, then oh my gosh, what does it mean about me if they don't want me, and blah blah blah, and what are people going to say, and it's like all this noise, all these birds flying around your head. And it's the freedom that comes with this, because then you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. You're taking care of this beauty within you. You are allowing yourself to nurture yourself. And it is about new birth. It is about new love. It is about um, sensuality. It's a lot like the Empress card, which is about um, enjoying the outside world in so many ways. And so this um, releasing of expectations allows you to have so much more opportunities than trying to live your love life within this tiny little, all these expectations. Not a whole lot happens in here because there's so much that happens out here. And as you open up more and release those expectations, your life opens up in so many ways. That Queen of Pentacles is about this feeling of abundance in your entire world, even outside of love. So I feel like this is their message for you. Just really looking at all the rules you have around relationships in regards to who you are supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be in a relationship, as well as the other person, as well as what the relationship should look like and supposed to look like and must look like, and blah, blah, blah. So much pressure. That's what takes the steam and the wind out of every relationship cell, the sale, not sell. Because when we invest all of our energy just to try to get up to ground zero, it's exhausting. Instead of having as little expectations as we can, we celebrate what everything is, who everyone is instead. And so I feel like that's this opening that's coming for you. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you, Anji. And Devansha Mishra. And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing. And we will look at that. And then Anju, you are up next. Hey, Ishika. Divya. And Divya, you will be up after Anju and Mishra. So, all right. Thanks again, guys, for your patience as I do work my way down the list. And should you rely on your intuition level and the manifestation works in your context? All right, let's take a look here. What does spirit want you to know? Wow, okay. Half the deck fell out. Don't worry. Yeah, trust your intuition because there's a ton of messages that will come through for you. Let's see here. What else? Okay. All right. Yeah, it's interesting because they're like you have the expectations equal disappointment, 3 of Swords. You have the 10 of Swords, which is about exhaustion from trying to live up to all the expectations and leaving those behind. And amongst all this, um, they're they're showing that this is the devil card. This is the um, Saturn energy, this shaking up of your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets before, and that it was all your shadow doing it to help you escape from the cage, to escape from all the restriction and everything from before. And that's because that's all up here. These are all the mindsets. When we're up in here, that's when we have trouble manifesting because we believe I don't deserve it, or if it manifests it has to go in this order, and it's like, that makes it so difficult when we it has to be a blue sweater that's kind of in between this and this, has to be made of this, it has to be this size, it has to have been made in this year, and it has to come from this manufacturer. It's like the universe is going, all right, that's going to be a while to maneuver all these people to have all that happen. So it's going to be a while. But when we release all of these thoughts and supposed to be's and need to be's and have to be's, we open up our world for manifestation. And when we like ask the universe, I need $500 to be able to pay for this and this and this and this, and you let the how go, you let them do the bring it to you, and however you're going to bring it and however you're going to do it, or how they want to do it. It can come fast and furious in a wonderful way because we're allowing it to come from anywhere. We're like, someone, something happens and you end up getting the money, and you're like, I would never have thought it would come from that way. And so I feel like with all this, they're saying, yeah, trust your gut, trust your intuition, blast open those expectations, and all this wonderful things will come in. Um, and you have the Six of Wands, which is the victory card. And I love this one. I talk about this card sometimes, and now I remember it's this deck because these are all the people out here. This is the audience, the humans, and see how transparent it is and how unfulfilled it is when we're trying to do things for the recognition of the outside world. It's empty. When we get it, we're like, that's it. It's like, okay. But when we realize we have the spotlight of the heavens, that they recognize everything about us, every accomplishment, and how we have overcome so much in our lives, not only survived what has happened in our lives, we've thrived, right? And when we look at back and like I've overcome 100% of anything that's come in my life because I'm right here right now, and so have you because you're right here right now. And if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. So there's this wonderful recognition of what you've done, where you've gone through, where you're headed, and the things that you've done, because they recognize, they see everything. You're never, ever, 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 ever alone. And they see that, and you can trust them. So I love this uh, desire to trust your intuition, to connect to the higher realms, to know that they have always been around you, and that if you want assistance of the heavenly realm, and this is for everyone, if they honor our power of choice, and our free will. They're like, it's what we come here to be able to do and to be able to go through and have all that kind of stuff as we move forward and we do things. And so they don't meddle in our life because they want us to be able to experience what we want to experience. But before we come down here, we ask them like, when I'm down there, I want, if you guys could have this happen, this happen, this happen, help these things unfold. They're always working on that stuff. But while we're down here, we can also ask them for their assistance and for messages and communication and different things. So we can say, each day of my own free will, please come meddle in my life and help me have the highest experiences. Bring me messages, bring me ideas, whatever it may be. And they will do that as long as it doesn't mess up the things we asked them to do before we came down here. Because sometimes we do ask for pockets of like, I want to feel like what it feels like to be abandoned and all alone. So st- everyone be silent around me, even though they're still standing there. They're like, shh, this is the time that this human character wanted to feel alone and abandoned. So they're just like, until they're that period of silence, and they're like, hey, we're here. So I love that for you. So many blessings for you, Mishra. All right. So Anju, you are next. And then Divya. And then good morning, Jaylin, Tanasha, Andrea. And Andrea, then you will be next after that. All right. So let's take a look here. Anju, a general love reading. And let's see. I'm going to go to the good tarot here. Just take a quick drink. All right. So, Anju, what would Spirit like you to know about love, love, love? Okay. All right. Let that one and that one and that one. So, your first card that popped up is the Eight of Earth, Eight of Pentacles. And this is about your outside world moving up. And so, there is about relationships and love in the outside world that is about to go up another level in the outside world. Let's see what else they want you to know. Wow. Another eight. Eight of water, Eight of cups. You are leaving behind emotions that are no longer serving you. And this is good. This means, with two eights, you are becoming aware of your power in the outside world in regards to your emotions too. So you're leaving behind some old what do they call it, stagnant water. You're like, you know or like they have like soda pop, how it's like, how long has this soda been here? It's like it doesn't even fizz anymore. You're like, you know what, I'm getting rid of this stuff that no longer serves me. It served me for a time, but I'm leaving old emotions behind and moving into wish fulfillment areas. Let's see what else you got here. Yeah. And this is, so here's the 10 of air. I've been talking about the 10 of swords almost in, feels like almost every reading, right? But here's the 10 of swords, the 10 of air, leaving behind all these expectations of the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be around relationships. And you are making progress because you're moving up in the outside world regarding love. You're leaving behind old emotions that are no longer serving you. And you're at a crossroads. Two of air, two of swords. They usually will have. Are they blindfolded? No. But oh, look, they have like two birds here. Let me see if I can get it to focus. And both of her hands there. So two choices that are coming up here. And I kind of feel like that means that there's two individuals in your life, like two interests in your life, right? And they're showing me that each is a beautiful little bird in itself, and each has brought you certain things into your life, but you're ready to leave old emotions behind that no longer serve you. And I'm hearing Janet Jackson's song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? So, uh, in the decision, you're like, you know what? Yeah, you did a lot for me in the past, but what what has the relationship been lately? what is it bringing to me now? And with whatever decision this is that you're deciding to make, it's uh, trusting your gut and trusting your heart and where you want to head and what you want to do. And don't be afraid to make decisions for you from your heart. Get out of the mind. That's what this 10 of air is like, all those expectations and thoughts and beliefs. Get out of your mind in making the decision and follow your heart, follow your gut, because that's going to lead you in the direction for you. So I love that for you. Right on, Juice. That's what they have for you today. Many blessings to you. Put these cards in here. All right. So, Divya, you will be up next. And then Andrea. So, Divya, when will Benit and you reunite? All right, let's take a look here. See what they have to say. Andrea, you'll be next. And then Jaylin, you'll be next after that. All right. There we go. I was going to say, they're going to keep it a secret. Well, so they have one card here. So you got the temptation card here, which is normally, let's see if I can get it to focus a little better. There it goes. Which is normally the shadow card or the devil card. And it represents just a shaking up and a rattling of your cage, of your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that are coming in. I mean, shadow energy has shown up in a lot of these love readings today, which, we're in this place of having your belief about yourself and about yourself in relationship to relationships and what a relationship should be and who other people are supposed to be in a relationship. And this pause that's happening, this rattling of your cage that has happened and is happening for you. So, when you're looking at, when you would reunite, spirit is saying the pausing, the shaking of the cage is for you. And so it's important for you to look into your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets about what emotions have come up during while you were with them and with the separation and with anything else that was happening, and then also understanding what emotions about yourself have come up in relation to someone, because people are not people don't leave us, as they've been saying. um, People are moved out of our lives, or relationships are paused or altered or changed for us, for our experience here. It's always a mirror reflecting back what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. And it's kind of like we're in this waiting room waiting for a relationship to be born, right? And an example they've given recently too is like they paint, like the whole room is painted, and um, the relationship uh, will unfold and the outside world will start to move when the paint is dry. And the paint dries slowly, as we all probably know. But the more work we do on our insides, the more action we take on our self love, the more movement happens in that room. And what happens when there's air moving around drying paint, besides getting high? It dries the paint faster. So the more work we do on our inner love and for ourselves, the faster that the outside world will catch up and start to move. So right now their answer is, it's being rattled for a reason, and it's time for you to look inward at what's going on inside of you with that temptation card. And because we're tempted to find our fulfillment outside of ourselves when we're going to find it when we look inside, anyway. So that's what they have for you right now, Divya. I know. Many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So, Andrea Messias Gomez, what's coming for you in love? Let's take a look here. I'm going to use the good tarot. All right. So let's take a look here. What's coming for you in love, Andrea? Anything else? Right. So you have the Eight of Air, the Eight of Swords, and I swear this card has come up in all different decks here today. But the Eight of Swords is about your own thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And there is this awareness of what of your own thoughts and beliefs about yourself are impacting um, love, what's blinding you, what's binding you, what's keeping you trapped from moving forward. And so you are having this reflection time. Spirit is asking you to look at those things because you have this queen of fire. This is who you are on the inside. You've got your ace of wands. You've got this energy, this power, this fire, this passion that you can share with people. And she is, once she understands and lets herself out of the, feeling blinded to her power, feeling bound from her power, feeling trapped with a lot of rules around her power, she just is able to shine. She's able to move forward. She's also able to connect to spirit in a very deep way because she's not only rules over fire, which is energy and spiritual energy, she actually also has half water, which allows her to connect into her emotions and her gut and her intuition. So you can really focus and develop that intuition and that trust about spirit and what are next steps. But a big piece of it is understanding what beliefs that came from like early in childhood, usually 7 years and younger, is when we develop our emotional beliefs about ourselves. What happened? What makes me feel like I am small, like entrapped? And where do all these rules come from about who I'm supposed to be and should be, right? And it's looking back at those things because you do have the page of earth that comes too. So the page of earth is about uh, a heightened relationship to your worth to the outside world. So again, your power comes in about who you really are. And then you're like, I'm not, someone who's unworthy and small and need to um, dim my light. It's like, no, boom, even with that, there we go. With this bright glare, it's like, you're so bright. And people see that light when you let it out. And that's what opens up new opportunities to come into your outside world too, in regarding relationships and that. But it's this thought and these beliefs and these mindsets that make you hide your light. And the individual or individuals that are looking for you are attracted to light, but you've been taught to dim your light. And so as you release these things that are shading your light and allow yourself to shine bright, then moths to the flame, that individuals will then come into your life, those that you have these soul agreements with to have this love experience in the outside world with. So I like it for you, Andrea. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. So, Jay Lynn, you are up next. Okay. And then, hey, great Quartz, welcome. You will be up next after that. So, Jalen, you want to tell me what Spirit wants to know for today and the upcoming week? All right. Yeah, we're going to switch up decks here. Do you want to go to the Radiant Rider Waite? So, we'll take a look at that. All right. So, Jalen, what do they want you to know for today and the upcoming week? All right. So, I got 6 cards. Let me just take a look at these. Okay. Not too bad. I'm going to show these at the same time because it doesn't look as bad. So, you got the death and the rebirth that's coming in. And I feel like 3 of these are for today, and then the other 3 are for the week. So today is about a rebirth, an ending, and a new beginning. And but there's the sun card that comes in here too, which is about brightness, and it's shining this bright light into different areas of your life. The inner child here, this is Leo energy, and it's about reflection into the inner child. And I feel like this is important today. I feel like this ending and new beginning has to do with just some, I don't want to say childhood trauma, just childhood drama. Because you also have, amongst all that, the high priestess, which is about stepping back and into her temple, and she goes behind the veil into the subconscious, connects to the spirit world. And I feel like this today is like this journey of uh, reflecting on a memory. Something triggers you today or has been triggering you. I mean, these are 3 major arcana, which is about a significant change today. That it's is it an anniversary? Is it, something that's changed, something that triggered something from the past? And it's like, okay, so this thing that came up is having you have this memory, or you're feeling like you felt like when you were a child and you're just like, oh, this feels uncomfortable. And so they're having you just take a deep breath and then go, okay, when did I last feel this way? Not gone through the same situation, but when was the last time I felt this way? And maybe that was a week ago. Maybe it was a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. And go, okay. And when was the last time I felt it before that? It takes you further and it keeps taking you further and further back until you get into that earlier 7 years and younger area. And then you're like, there lies the beginning, the noise that happened that's been echoing since then. And it allows you to free yourself from this. I feel like today is the spark of this and this beginning of this reflection. And then the rest of the week, you kind of do the same thing a little bit because you have the hermit. It's taking you on this inner journey, movement inward. And here's this beautiful lantern with the star, which is your higher self and your soul and your posse of support in the higher realms. And they're guiding your light as you're going through this inner journey, as you're moving through this. And it's all right. I mean, it's going to take some time. You have the Knight of Pentacles here, which is some things is going to take some time for you to really get through there and get to that place. But you also have this fire, this movement. So you've got 2 knights that are coming to a head here. You have some things that are being moved within you fast and furious. You're getting to them like that. And then the Knight of Pentacles is this movement of some things to transform that are taking just a little bit of more time. And there is this message too that says that we change from the inside out, not the outside in. So you're going to have a lot of movement on the inside regarding your energy and how you're looking at things this week. But it takes time for it to make its way out to the outside world. So be patient with that, allow yourself that inner journey this week to really understand where that's coming from, because it is with those 3 major arcana, it is a huge transitional thing that helps like dissolve a trigger that's been there for a long, 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 long time since like before you were like 7 years old and younger. It's just been echoing out into different parts, even though it might look a little different, it felt the same, these things that were happening. And so it goes back to this release, this spark that happens this week that turns you inward for this journey that is transformative. So I love it for you, Jalen. So many blessings to you. All right. Great Quartz, you are up. So let's take a look here. How can you be more confident in your own skin? Is there anything that you should know about this? All right, let's take a look here. Actually, the Witch's Tarot wants to speak, so we are going there. And then Jesse D. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, and you can have a reading. Let's see, did you? Don't see, at least as far as the chat goes down there, that if you had a specific question, but we'll pull cards for you for sure. And since she mentioned, guys, thank you so much for all of you that have given the video a thumbs up. It is so helpful, and I really appreciate it. Much gratitude. I know sometimes it's like, oh, what's a little click going to do, right? But it does help out the channel so much, and so I appreciate you guys who have done that. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's take a look here. Hermit's making itself known again. So the Hermit card is about you turning inward to understand so much about yourself here. Again, like I just mentioned in the previous reading, this is your higher self, your connection to the spirit world, and they guide you on your path of your life. And if you can make sure to take the time alone, you don't have to be a hermit completely where ostracize you from everyone, but it is about you taking time for you to go on this inner search and this inner journey, understanding those things. You have the Knight of Wands, which is your pursuit. All knights go on a quest, and this one is in the quest for the Ace of Wands, which is understanding your power that you have over your life. That Ace of Wands allows you to really do this. Whatever you focus on is what grows in your life, right? So if you're focusing on what you feel is lacking in you or your life, or focusing on what is in your life that you don't want there, all that expands and that grows because we're giving our energy and we're feeding it. And that's the power of that the Ace of Wands that they're holding on to, that allows us to focus on that, and that grows. Same thing as if we focus on what we're grateful for in life and in ourselves, what we do want for ourselves and for others, that expands as well. So this Knight of Wands is this like quest and this understanding as you go inward, that's where you find your power. Like the Nine of Wands, which that's the Hermit, and the Ace of Wands combined, is that any blocks in your life that you hold that Ace of Wands, which is part of the block. And when you realize your power, you can remove that, and it opens up this passage in between where you can slip in and move past these blocks in your life and move forward in a lot of different areas. It's interesting too. You also have the Knight of Cups. So another quest. It's like you're on a dual quest, a double quest. And this, of course, night, it is in search of the Holy Grail. It's in search of the chalice. This is in search of true love, higher love. And that is because that chalice is full of the unconditional love of the higher realms. It's full of this beautiful, eternal love that has not even one condition, nothing you can do to lose it at all. And it lasts forever. And we also, there's nothing that we can do to earn it. It's all ours already. We have 100% of it available to us always. And so that love comes down and fills us up and overflows out to the world, and we feel whole and complete. And so this love and this power is what you are in search for. This is the part of your journey that allows you to move inward and upward to connect to that and this understanding of it, so that it empowers you. you realize you're so much more than just the human, that you're this is just an avatar. This is the character we're playing. But behind us is this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love. And that's who we are in this connection that you have. And then you also had the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords, swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations. And the Seven of Swords is sometimes called the thievery card or deceiver card. And because it's swords and our thoughts and our beliefs, it's about what thoughts and beliefs about ourselves are stealing away from us, are deceiving us. And that's what this journey is with these quests, and this hermit's journey is all about for you. You're understanding these thoughts and these beliefs that have been echoing for a long time. What is it? What is it about that that's been impact to me and having that, come about. So, confidence in your skin, it all goes back to our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets and our energy where we're investing it. And this belief that we're supposed to find our self love out in the outside world. But the outside world is retail price. It is not self love. Self love comes from in here. Retail price is out there. And retail price is like what value we put on ourselves by what we think we're going to be, you know, uh, worth to people on the outside world. So, like if you're a big, huge coat in the outside world, and you're in Alaska during the, you know, winter time. Well, if you're a parka warm coat, you are going to be looked at as priceless and people fighting over you, and maybe even have your price marked up, right? But if you're that same coat and you're on a tropical island on the equator during the summer, if you're familiar with the old Kmart blue light special rack, it's marked down to 99% off. It must go. That's the fickleness and the instability of our worth as we put it into the outside world. And as you find your worth from inside and upward, that is not fickle. It's unconditional and eternal. So that's what they're guiding you toward with this. The confidence in your own skin is finding your confidence within, not on outside of the skin. So that's what they have for you right now. Great court. So many blessings to you. All right. So Jesse D, you are up. And let me see. I'm just going to scroll really quick here. See if I see any specific message from you. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of messages there. So I didn't see one. So we're going to pull for Jesse D, just a general reading. Spirit knows what you want anyway. And so we'll see what message they have for you. Okay, and that one, and that one. All right, and that one, and that one. All right, let's take a look here, see what we got going on. All right. So you do have new birth coming. You've got the Empress, which is all about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, this wonderful new birth, newness, things coming into your life here. You have the Six of Pentacles, which from a abundance and financial point of view is about that you have this, finances and stuff that are coming in enough for yourself that you're actually able to give to other people as well. Relationship wise, it's our codependency awareness card about, do we overgive into relationships? Do we feel like we can only give, give, give and not receive? And we end up giving so much that we're exhausted, and we continue to give even after that till we're resentful. And do people, we're not allowing them to give to us, do they then go outside of the relationship, whether it's friendship, romantic, whatever, and do they head off into a different direction? Do they have affairs? Do they become workaholics? Do they go to the gym all the time or spend a lot of time with their friends or a hobby or something else because we don't allow them to give to us. That's the awareness around relationships that's coming in. So, um, whether you were looking for, the relationship or you're looking for financial, it brings two different flavors to that there. You also have coming in here, you've got both the Tower card and the World card. The Tower card is things are being moved out of your life and out of your path to make room for the new birth. So, that's happening for a reason, which brings about this ending of an old cycle and beginning of new things. So I kind of feel like this is going to be about relationships, that all types of relationships, that codependency type of relationship, they've left or they are moving out of your life, being moved out of your life to make room for this ending of the cycle, the new beginning, letting you let go of that old way of approaching relationships that allows that new birth, allows something that's more nurturing for both you and that's more equal in giving and receiving for the future. I don't feel like this change that's happening where this individual or the situation's being moved out of your life, it can't be recovered. There's been too much damage to it. That lightning bolt has blown it to pieces. And so there's no fixing that one. But it brought you what you needed to learn at this time in your life. Because you also have the Queen of Cups and the Six of Wands. This is victory. This is recognition. This is being given a lift up and transformation, movement of your energies too. So it's this victory feeling that comes after this in the future. In the Queen of Cups, here she has this chalice, this holy grail, which is connecting to higher love, really going into the depths of your emotions. Not only does she roll over water, um, all the queens are given a second portion of water, so she's double water. So this is about an emotional transformation for you in a lot of ways. Allows you to open up more to your intuition and trusting your gut. That little spidey sense warning signs that you were like, I know, I'm attracting the same type of person. And it's because you've been attracting the same type of mirror to reflect back to you that codependency awareness of, yeah, I feel like I have to overgive all the time in a relationship and I end up becoming exhausted. And so getting to the root of that, digging into those emotions is going to be such an important piece. And if you've been listening up to this point, you've heard a couple codependency awareness messages that have come out today. I feel like it's my group meeting, hi, everybody. I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. And everyone's like, hi, Brother Zen. Anyone want to share their story? I feel like that's a lot sometimes that we're such givers, people that come in here for messages that we can all relate to that. And I love it because it is transformative. So that's what they have for you right now, Jesse. So many blessings to you. And I'm so sorry, everybody. I've been on for a little over 2 hours, and I try to stay to keep myself at 2 hours because otherwise I get burnt out and I won't be any use to anyone. But the good news is I will be back in around less than 6 hours for my nightly one, which is 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'll be here all week at that time. So every day of the week, I am here 7 p.m. Mountain, usually for 2.5 hours. And then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. for about 2.5 hours. So if you're not able to get to me and I'm not able to get down on the list to you there, the earlier you get here, the more likely I am able to get to that. But if you need a message right now, I do have a ton of recorded readings that Spirit has brought through too. Pick a card readings. There's the weekly energy updates. The November monthly readings are out, and there's several other types too. Some of the links are in the description box of this video, Or if you go to my main page on YouTube, all the playlists are there. And just follow your heart, follow your gut. That draws you to there. And then there'll be messages for you. So I guarantee you, Spirit, I get messages all the time and comments from the videos that they're like, "Oh my God, I know this was a general reading, but it was like you were talking to me." And that's how amazing Spirit is. They know they'll draw you to the reading that is like for you. And if you are trying a lot and you're not able to get the reading and you really want one as well, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. The recorded ones are pretty reasonable, and they even have a sliding price scale. So if um, you can choose one that's in more alignment with your budget right now too. So um, all those options out there for you, and please know that I do struggle with guilt of not being able to get to everyone because my heart just wants to bring messages to every one of you for what you're going through. So please know I really would want to stay on here for 6 hours and try to get through everyone, but I wouldn't be here after that. So many blessings to you guys. Please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. Thanks again for everyone that gave me a thumbs up on the video. It helps me so much. It helps my channel grow. And I hit 900 subscribers this weekend, and I'm blown away. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. When I reach 1,000 or more, I'll be giving away 10 1-hour recorded personal readings. So if you've already subscribed, thank you. Tell your friends, tell 10 friends, bring them into the fold, bring them into this beautiful community that we're building here. So again, thank you guys so much. I love you so much. I feel your love and support, and I'm very grateful. So until we talk again, you guys hang in there, take care of yourselves, and have a good night or a good day wherever you're at in the world. Take care.